Well, those of us who are single know very well that life doesn't always go according to plan. And some of us, because we've accepted this reality that's been given to us in this life plan, that we kind of go bat-nut crazy when things just totally blow up on us and we realize, hey, my life is nothing like that. So, there's this huge dissonance between what we think life should be and what we find our life actually is. And that dissonance, that disconnect, creates really a growing sense of panic and craziness inside of us. Well, craziness is craziness, so it just doesn't matter whether the panic is inside of you or in circumstances outside of you. We all can get stressed with craziness in our lives. And wherever that craziness is coming from, it creates stress inside of us that just makes life less joyful and more onerous, more burdensome, more tiresome, more exhausting, more depressing. And I was just thinking about, that line from the Truman Show, and I couldn't help but come to the conclusion, after everything that I've experienced in my own life, after all I've been doing here with Join the Journey Radio, after, just everything I've learned from trying to live the restored gospel of Jesus Christ and trying to have joy in my life as a single Latter-day Saint, I have to come to the conclusion that we have a bright future ahead of us. And I know that doesn't seem like that's what's going to go on. I mean, if you look at the world outside, it looks like we got some pretty dark days ahead of us. And, a lot of us, when they look inside themselves and examine their own lives, they see equally dark days ahead of them. They wonder, how can anyone ever want me? How is it that anyone will ever accept me into their life? How is it that I'm supposed to actually have this, wonderful eternal companion who will want to be with me forever and ever? How is that ever going to happen? Well, I'm here to tell you that a lot of life really is what you make of it. And the world can be going to hell in a handbasket on the outside, but if you're good with you on the inside, you can handle whatever is going on the outside. And you can feel joy in spite of what's going on outside of you. Now, some of you may wonder how that actually is. How does that actually work? And I'm going to talk about that in today's program. How do we actually get ourselves to a point where everything can just be going bat-nut crazy outside of us, but yet inside we feel calm, we feel peace, we feel serenity, we feel security, we feel confidence. And this is not to say that, we just ignore the craziness around us. That's not what I'm getting at all. We recognize the craziness that's going around us. We do what we can to resist the craziness, to beat back the craziness. And, we do so as disciples of Jesus Christ, which means we don't get violent. We don't do anything that is unlawful. We don't do anything that is unethical. We don't do anything that would violate the covenants that we've made with our Heavenly Father and His Son, Jesus Christ. We do what we can within these bounds to effect the change that we want to see. And, as Gandhi once said, and I believe this is very true, we are the change we seek in the world. If you want the world to change, the first place to look at changing is yourself and looking inside of yourself. And if you're just down in the dumps because of circumstances that are happening in your life, in your world, because of what's going on outside of you, then you're not really good with you on the inside. And you're never really going to be, what you want to be. You're never going to have the greatness you want. You're never going to feel the greatness that you want inside until you get good with you on the inside. You've got to do the work inside of you before you can do the work outside of you. Because if you're not effective on the inside, there's no way you're going to be effective on the outside. That's just the way the cookie crumbles. Howdy peeps. I hope you enjoyed this clip from the Join the Journey radio program. And if you did, be sure to click subscribe so you can get more clips in the future. And be sure to check out the Join the Journey radio program broadcast every Wednesday night on the Join the Journey radio network. Find more information at jointhejourneyradio.com.